Tuesday. Good afternoon. Grand rising. Good evening from our end. 7 minutes past the top of the hour. It's a Tuesday, yeah? Playing right here on the middle of the 21st century. Yes, that is Tabby for Life, playing right here on the media of the 21st century. Hope you guys are doing amazing this wonderful Tuesday evening from our end. Grand rising, good evening, whatever the time is on your end. Welcome to the media of the 21st century on another beautiful time of reaction time. Every Tuesday and Thursday we get to do this from 4:30 to 5:30, and I hope you guys get this 1 hour of amazing conversation, laughter, reaction of videos coming literally from different various rounds of the world. My name is Joby. We're joined by the one and only Shmoney in the building.
One amazing people, Mambo VP, Karibuni Sana to the reaction time. Welcome and keep it locked.
Karibuni, how are you doing, Shmoney?
I'm doing amazing. I'm blessed. I'm happy.
Period.
How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Literally feeling the same. Yeah. I'm grateful. I don't know, it's the gym. Shout out to the salonist. Literally, I went to a random salonist who was doing my hair today, and then she just told me like, yo, don't do nothing to your hair. This is real growth happening here.
Like
so
blow dry.
Yeah,
Okay.
I shouldn't be doing blow dry because I've never been doing blow dry my hair like that.
Alright.
Like I always just straighten kidogo, kidogo too. Then like, so I knew that's the secret to growing your hair. I think back in 2019 when I was telling one of my aunties was like
Long
long hair.
Hey.
Yeah, but thank you for the compliment. You look good too.
Asante, mina survive. Nywele skupewa. God.
But you still look good when you put your hair on short, like in a short mode.
I'm thinking of going short.
Why?
I'm
Completely?
thinking. No, like not bald, but short, like shorter, close to bald.
For how long?
I don't know.
I think if you used to doing hairstyles, wezi kana short hair for
I can
for
wear
a while.
wigs.
You can,
but
kuna venye you miss doing braids,
I
you
know.
miss doing cornrows.
But you know, right
just
now,
want to do different hairstyles.
Right now, they're like cornrows wigs and braid wigs.
But it's different, Shmoney. Trust me, it's so different.
Okay,
it's so different.
I'm actually thinking of trying.
Listen, I think I've done. How many times have you shaved your hair? Like,
a lot.
As an adult.
A lot. Mostly in campus, I'm shaving. I'm getting because people tell me, maybe you should shave and start. What people tell me, your hair is not growing, so shave. Because I always have a problem with my side hair.
Yeah.
Shave alafu ones. I've done that a lot of times, and it's just.
But you really look good on short hair. I recommend you on that for real.
I've
poor on short hair.
Thank you. I've
makes
tried
you look
short hair.
really like this kind of young lady.
I know, right? And then just allow me to do some blonde. A little on short hair, itakuwa loud.
Yeah,
like the you know the blonde, not like ile white.
I think brown blonde.
Brown blonde, exactly.
Brown blonde, that would look good on you.
Yeah. I guess.
Like I think a little mixture of blonde down, alafu brown juu. I don't know if it makes sense.
That's a lot of colors.
Not a lot of colors.
But even brown is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maroon is still okay.
But blonde will look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely try, but I'm thinking of going short.
Okay. I'd love to see that.
But
it's not easy. It's not really easy.
Tu salonist anashika kidogo braid.
But see, right, let me tell you, there's that. I remember, like, I think one of the, I don't know how many girls experience this, especially after you shave your hair.
Yeah.
It's so exciting when you shave your hair, like, you know, like, this new look, and then after like a month, you see some of them with different hairstyles. Like, this is the new time.
I missed it.
You touch your hair, you're like, ijafika bado.
I know. You're always struggling.
Yeah, you miss like doing your braids or maybe some cornrows. I think that's the most one of the difficulties personally experienced when I get short hair. I'm like, a month I see different.
But you know you're lucky because your hair grows fast, so you can actually get
somehow.
back to it. Because in 1 month you had braids back.
I didn't know literally my hair can grow this fast. I think this funny thing, people think I'm always joking when I say this. Since my mom passed away, like since my mom passed away, that's the time I started taking care of my hair. Not fully, because after I had an auntie, like I said, my long hair. So that's when I knew like my hair can grow super long, literally, because she literally kept me off blood dries and then taught me like just do your hair itself. It'll grow to just normalize, not less blow dry mostly. Keep it less straightened and keep it natural, and it's gonna grow. So I've experienced that now myself, taking care of myself. Like sijawahi jichunga nywele. I've had aunties, literally, I'm not capping. I've had aunties taking care of my hair after my mom.
Oh, okay.
I've had aunties.
But as a grown up,
do you now
take care of your hair?
Funny thing as well, I've not really embraced having natural hair a lot.
Oh, okay.
I think that's also something I need to start getting into. I'm always having braids, and after I was even telling the lady doing my blow dry today, like I always get my hair undone immediately done. So I would never get the time to like let my hair breathe a lot. So even today I felt like I'm like, hey lol, let's take a wig, I just wanna feel my hair, I just wanna feel like a small head, you know? That's what's up. Bakaribuni sana family to the reaction time. Hope you're doing amazing yourself, you on your end, wherever you're listening to us from, on the radio, on the network. We're also on the network, and of course on Spotify for those who shall be catching this on a replay, and on YouTube. Today we shall be having various videos to talk about. He's all in there. Tunaelekea wapi? Literally, we're trying to figure out tunaelekea wapi.
Alright.
Politically, because yesterday we were not able to come, of course, on air because of what was happening. I want to get, of course, some reviews from you, Shmoney. I bet you guys talked about it in the morning, but personally, I think Shatuki, he was telling me, I think you saw the discussion on the chat, on the WhatsApp. Personally, every time we have gunshots or anything regarding demonstration, especially gunshots, tear gas, they make me have a headache. Like sijui mbona. I don't know if you experienced
Yes, they make me sick.
They make you sick?
Literally, there's just a way kitchen akuma, migraines and stuff. They make me sick.
Oh, like, nah. Because yesterday I felt the same. I was like, nah. I thought the other time something was wrong with me. Maybe not hydrating well. Maybe, but the second time this is happening immediately. Because actually for us, nikikuza job, hapo nyoto, makara alikuwa hapo. So it was quite intense. Just wanna join number one, there was demonstration. Shout out to you, Watan. She was the one who told me kulikuwa na demonstration.
Immediately they started around 11:40.
Yeah.
We were almost just finishing.
11:40? That was too early.
11:40 because by the time we were finishing, walikuwa shanza kuja from nowhere.
Wow.
There was nobody by 11:30, but in 10 minutes, nika walikuwa wamesimama tu kanda, and then boom, everybody's on the road. I'm like, where did you guys come from in like 10 minutes?
Damn.
Yeah,
that's
how
crazy.
But cops were out by 7. When we were coming to work, there were cops.
Okay.
Yeah, in the morning at 7 without people. I was like, Masai Lodge was locked very early at 7. Nyotu also, there were cops all over. Naivas, Nayoni 7 tukikuja job. So it was just like a very crazy day from morning. They were really ready for it.
That's really insane. Yeah. I really kind of feel grateful to be living in a place because Maliniko been on a single I can't.
Exactly.
Jana was the first time after I got home, and apparently it's because they got into the Yonjia. They were throwing tear gas. Exactly. Like, you guys are too many gathered. Why? What are you doing here? So walirusha tear gas, because that's when I had like twice. People like then nimeskika huku for the first time, but literally yesterday nilikuwa nakuja job like a normal day. I didn't know anything was happening because I knew there was Saba. I expected literally to be seeing news on town, reporting news from town, different probably regions. But Rongai, because last year after the 25th Mandamano, we didn't have Saba Mandamano. If you remember last year, so it was quite surprising to see this year. People are really this active.
But don't you see Rongai has become like that spot?
It's crazy because I don't know if you saw you've seen the video ya huko nyuma kwa soko.
No, I haven't seen that.
That was crazy. A cop was firing direct to protesters, and then Malitu will go to soko, and then kuna watu wanachoma mahindi hapo, so they walikuwa wamekaa tu hapo like wametulia. So and then there's this one guy amesimama kwa barabara like just minding, just looking at the cop how he's operating. Then the cop goes and approaches him like unafanya nini hapa, like trying to find provocation from someone who's not even minding. Like that was so crazy. And then the caption was Rongai wameacha uoga. So I think from that video it is like 13,000 likes, and then it is like on Instagram. So you can imagine if it's on TikTok, definitely it's a viral video.
Exactly.
So it's promoting people's energy and confidence of like, yo, no one being scared of cop. You just mind your business and let them approach you.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's also yesterday what I saw on Twitter, because when I went home I was also looking at Twitter and what people are talking about. Videos are going viral of course the numbers of unreported deaths. According to the media it's 10. Personally I do believe it could be more. It could be, you know, because in Ngong they said it was crazy. We saw in Thika Road it was crazy. In Juja it was crazy. In Naivasha it was crazy. In Naivasha talking about 6 people being shot dead. So imagine Ngong.
So if Naivasha is 6,
and then here
is 4.
And then we have here.
Exactly.
You know,
guy, somebody was shot in the stomach. In Ngong was crazy because by the end of the night they were saying more than 20 people. Around 20 people in Ngong, and they were lying because yesterday they didn't allow medias
to cover.
So there was not a lot of like reporting on the ground. Mostly in town, there was nothing that was happening. And ulikuwa unapita ukibeba mkono. Kwa bike tulikuwa tunapita hivi yesterday, nyotu wamesimama wengi. I think they were trying to protect the police station. So I was asking my bike guy like, what is happening today? Is super crazy huko Kiserian because he lives past Rongai. And he told me in Kiserian what happened, because in Kiserian yesterday was fire. The police shot a butchery guy. Hawa sewa butcher. And unajua sewa butcher wamezea kuslaughter. So they took a policeman wakamchinja. Exactly. So that's what they did. They were merciless. And then they went and burnt. So unajua Kiserian na Ngong imeshikana. That's why there was all that, because they walikata polisi into pieces. Walimchinja venye wanachinjanga because alikuwa ameua mse wa butcher moja. So that's where first the anger came from, and it reloaded all the way from Kiserian to Ngong. So by the time they were getting to Ngong, they were just shooting everybody at night. It was nasty. Ngong, Kiserian, they claimed 3 people, but already people are saying more than 20 people. Those people who live around Ngong. It was like super massacre over there. In Rongai, of course, they're saying 1, but you never know at night when there is no light. It's crazy because I feel like during Mandamano,
they never switch on street lights at that particular time.
And I feel like during Mandamano, usiku is when they take advantage. So during Mandamano, konto ufika home ufike mapema. Bado kuna masimu, mtu anaweza kukusaidia if they see you being taken, they see you being, you know, there's gonna be cameras. But if you fika usiku where you can't see anything, now it gets scary. Bullets might go to anybody. They shoot it every time. So yeah, it was like a very crazy day, literally very tensed day from morning. Me, I always feel the environment when I wake up during Mandamano days. There's some, because it's namkasubuhi, so there's some quietness, weird one. Like
businesses now being
and then I don't live far from Quarry. So Quarry is always like the
main market.
So nasikianga hizo, Quarry is ghetto. So hapo ndio wanachachishanga sana kwa watu kila mtu anatoka Kware anakuja kusumbua, they run to Kware, so wanawakimbiza hadi Kware. So around Kware there's just bullets. Hata kama naishi ndani, mimi siishi karibu na barabara, but nazisikia sifu ziko kwa masikio yako. You're not far from that place, you know. So I feel like it gets really crazy at that time of the night, because first there are no lights, there are no cameras, people are not walking. Niwe tu na karao. He can do anything to you. So the guy that was being put like a dragged on the floor, they killed him and dragged him like a sack. And it is just so sad. I feel like jana ilikuwa about police taking. It was not about the people. Yesterday Mandamano za jana zilikuwa polisi wameambiwa
making a statement.
Exactly. Remember last time when it was numbers, it was for the people. This time the police came prepared and they were like, tutawafunza sisi ni nani leo. And it's crazy because Rongai has been a very hot spot. The past Mandamano mwaka yote, there's something just happening in Rongai. And somebody said, what if it's like blood sacrifice, Joby? Have you thought about it from that point? Because a lot of people are just dying. Like, how would you be so merciless, just blood being spilled? If you really understand how deep it goes, can it be even connected to spirituality?
That's what I was saying on my show. I think this is literally deeper than, it's deep, like to the level of a spiritual war.
Exactly.
It's no longer a political war,
not.
you know, because I think I don't want to spill much because being on YouTube, we understand the elites use blood, especially innocent blood, for control and use of power. So most of the people who are dying, literally, they are dying fighting for their country. So that's an innocent person. That's an innocent blood. You can, I don't know, it's just super
because
crazy.
I was also listening to Dr. Mumbi, and whatever she's saying, just the same things you're thinking about, like literally, and a lot of people actually talking about it. And tunajenga hadi church kwa State House. So labda uwe watu wendo Mungu pole.
It's super insane. But of course, if you are tuned in on YouTube, listening from the 254, tuambie, what was your experience yesterday? Ulikuwa wapi? Maybe what would you love to say about the current situation?
Did you feel the tear gas? On
Yeah,
your way home?
I did.
Yeah.
Even when we're here, because personally I remember I was running in and out of the studio.
Yeah.
Like I was just jumping up and down. So there's a time I think Padirusha tear gas in lane, then it straight hit me. I was like, back to the studio. It was super crazy. And then I think personally the most intense thing New kusikia to like the
gunshot.
That was just
that hits your head.
That like I'm like that's not a good sound. And then it just makes me imagine of the countries to talk about every single day, like Sudan,
Iran,
Congo.
Like they're on war every day, Joby. Like that's their lifestyle.
It's
if it is one day,
crazy.
Iwatan was like on.
Iwatan.
She's behind the wall, 2 walls, and still behind the chair. I'm like, it's not gonna pass through the wall. It was crazy. And you know the crazy thing is where our office is located is always a hotspot.
Yep.
Because they always start burning.
They always and they stand there.
Ni hapa
wananzanga.
Wananzanga na tumaini. And it was crazy when I was going home nilikuwa natoa machozi.
Also because I've seen also on TikTok, literally here in our building is also on TikTok going viral.
Exactly.
I'm like, yo bro, that's our apartment. That's where we were there.
When you tell people inanzanga nje ofisi yetu amini,
it's there.
Mpaka waambie si tunaiona live.
We've
and
seen
it's
it.
Crazy.
It's insane. But karibuni sir, once again, that was what was happening in the 254. Of course, we kept you guys updated. For those who are with us on the WhatsApp, if you're not with us on the WhatsApp, ensure you download our app on the Google Play Store. Blackout Fire Network is the name. And of course, once you have the app, it's free to log in. You have the radio app, the radio section where you can listen to us throughout the day. If you're not able to stream with us on YouTube, you can also go to the 3 dotted line or the 3 lines on your upper left, and of course go to the show page. Through the show page you have the link of the WhatsApp chat right there where you can actually share all the news and updates there as well, or rather on the social page. We have an active social page on the network, so share any information, any news and updates, but also through our network you're also updated of every information globally, literally. By the way, ukiangalia leo kwa network yetu tuko na news za jana, like you have literally all the updates of our information or the information coming from the world through our application. But as we get straight to our videos of the day, today, like I said, I want to share something a little bit joyful. Because there's a lot really going on emotionally, so I don't want to get deep into politics and all that, but I'm going to share, of course, a little bit of political maybe points. There is this lady, I think unamjua, I think she's a host, been a host on MTV, KTN, not sure. She's, I think, an Indian. But Sheiks, she's an Indian.
She's Kenyan Indian.
That's what they're called. She's, I'd say, an amazing journalist, an amazing host. I've seen a couple of
she's
she's a vibe. That's literally what I describe her. I like that of her. So there's, I think, a show she has of I don't know, I think ni sijua na cooperate na which organization that is giving these funds, definitely. But she goes to the streets, picks random people. I don't know, it's based on research, maybe what this person does in business, our approach before the time of recording and everything, but she approaches strangers and gives them. Now, one thing I've learned with this community giving of her, with whatever organization she's working with, man, there are people who've never had experience. And shout out to Keith, because I always hear him say this a couple of times, and I've seen it as well. I think it's also very common within, especially the black community. Like, you can be born in a country now you live and die without ever traveling. Literally. Live alone even outside the country, but within your country.
Even the next city.
Literally. There's someone probably born and raised and doesn't know Nakuru. Live alone Mombasa. Doesn't know Nakuru, doesn't know Naivasha, doesn't know Kikuyu, doesn't know like they just within counties of the country, because they don't have the funds and means of just moving around. Because you found, this is where we go back to the system, or what we were talking about, where I don't want to talk about rural or urban, but a group of people who live with comfortability of, so long as I have a job, I can pay rent, I have food, that's okay. The rest is sort. And then maybe you can bump into a boyfriend who can at home. That's most of the relationships. Literally, if you look at our older generations, you know, patanapi na mzae kwa matatu, patanapi na mzae kwa duka. Like, what the hell? Like, what was that?
It's not that
you know,
I met him in China.
Exactly. Not like you're out of the country, like you know, you're doing some business trip, or maybe it's just super crazy, and also super merciful, because again it's a system designed. If you go back to politics, being honest. So I want to share the 2 videos that I personally have watched, taken my time and listened to it. They made me super emotional. There's a mother who's tried to give birth like several times. She said like 8 miscarriages. And then I think the most touchiest part for me was, it was her first time doing makeup. I don't know, she's I think 30 something, but it was her first time doing makeup. That really touched me. I'm like, I don't know, due to Touched by Joby, I don't know, that's it. But the fact I do makeup every day, especially like now that I think I've been super consistent with it for the past 1 month, and I'm like, it's so crazy hearing a woman say they've never done makeup. It's so crazy. I think the most anaweza kuwa ameenda ni lip gloss, because I've seen that with my stepmom too. Now looking at it now, even on that wider level, I'm like, what? Kuna mwenye ajui
wanapaka mafuta.
That really touched me. It's super crazy. So I'm gonna share the 2 videos. I'm gonna start with one joyful, and then I'm gonna finish with ours, because ours was really touching. This one was of mtu anauzanga gazeti. I have an uncle. This was so relatable to me, because I have an uncle, shout to Baba Odhiambo, my cousins. He's been a magazine seller since tukiwa wadogo, even before I think I was born probably. And I think nimesha kuonyesha hata tukipitia tawa every time. I'm always like namuepanga every time, because I just don't want to be associated, but it's the dedication they always give to their job. You know, like kuamka kila asubuhi naenda kuchukua stock, uka hapo uzie wase ama utembe, kuna wale pia kutembea wakirusha kwa magari. So this is one of the persons, and shout out to her. She noticed him because he was selling gazettes to them when they were young, and he was so happy. You can tell the joy of just being treated, and it's just takes me back to again a couple of videos I've been seeing of even a guy in Nigeria, sijui kama umekuka na kwa TikTok, anaendanga kipewa watu bags za shule. Anaangalia watoto, anaweza kuwa kwa shule fulani amekaa tu nje ya shule, ama mtoto anatoka shule, mwingine ana viatu, mwingine ako na bag. You know, like growing up as Africans, most of us lacked bags, shoes, socks, uniforms, sweaters. It's crazy
because it reminds me, maybe the first time, because I was in nilikuwa nasoma Tao, but my pops had registered me Ushago because I was looking for this sponsorship. Dream ilikuwa nipate sponsorships, give me the majuu and stuff like that. So I remember nimetoka Tao, nisha register. You know, when you're registered now, you come a mock. You have to come do in that school where you're registered. So I come from town, now I'm going to the village. Joby was the only person with shoes. The whole school.
For real?
And it was scary. Yes. I was the only person. Na hiyo time nilikuwa na bata.
The whole school?
The whole school. I was the only person with socks and shoes. On God, I'm not lying. The whole school. Wanavaa kala ama wanatembea mguu tupu. And I was shocked. It was a culture shock for me. I was like, hizi vitu ni ukweli wanasema wanatembea mguu tupu. And that is not far. I was the only person nikienda kufanya mock. I was shocked because niliingia hivi, alafu assembly si ni Monday. So niliingia Monday. Titi wana ring bell, mmesimama hivi. Mimi peke yangu.
Ndio wana viatu za shule.
Viatu za shule na socks. Kila mtu alikuwa Ushago, hawana wajazoea na wajui.
It's so
And it is nothing yet inadanga. It is something that happens.
It happens.
People don't.
It does happen. I'm not even shocked, being honest, but at the same time, I'm shocked the fact it's the whole school.
The whole school, class 1 to 8.
At least I think personally, me growing up, I used to see kuna wenye mzazi angeafford to raba. Tunakumbuka tule tunabata ngoma hizo ya.
I know ngoma.
Exactly.
The highest wanaweza enda ni ngoma.
Exactly.
But viatu za shule hizi za kupiga rangi.
No.
Hadi ningesimama hivi, you'd tell. Mimi ndo na shine, you'd tell. Who you, cause uniform ni mpya and stuff and that. Umetoka wapi? Everybody would tell. It was weird and crazy.
Damn. It's crazy. So I think I'm gonna see if I can find that video of that guy. I really, regarding like looking at the two videos, I just love the fact that we still love that humanity in the community. You know, like giving back. Like kama kona, if we may make it, now maybe you feel like you have so much to give back because of maybe your life experiences.
Exactly, yeah.
It's really nice. Like it's nice to see it coming from a genuine perspective, because this guy, I always feel like sometimes I always find myself crying looking at the videos. Niko like, wa ona mtoto venye ana bag ya shule, ana sijui uniform sijui na kaje, ana viatu sijui zimetokana mbele, but he just goes on and gives them freely, and they're so happy. It's the joy on their faces, which is just super crazy. So I'm gonna share the first video of
I have 100,000 Kenya shillings to
Shiksha. Shout out to her.
spend today, and I'm going to drive around Nairobi and find out who deserves it. Let's see whose lucky day it is. Hello! Mama! What's up? Can you imagine I've been seeing this guy for over 20 years? My dad used to buy from him every day, and I just spotted him. Mama! Unanikumbuka?
Arola.
Leo? Pelekea lunch.
Sijambo baada ya kazi.
Haya, dakika 30 nitakuja.
It's just pause. It's the way he's prioritizing his job first. Like, you work kwanza kando. Like, I don't mind, but I have to finish my job. I have to finish what I'm so used to. If it's 9 to 5, 9 to 5. If it's 9 to 3, 9 to 3. I have to commit to what I have to make, which is so amazing.
Thank you, promise. You can see him right there. I hope he says yes. Nimerudi kidogo.
Kama advance noma 800 hapo.
Nilikwambia leo I want to give you 3 times of that, and then uende na mimi na tujienjoy leo. Ilikuwa maybe 10, 11 na wewe ndio ulikuwa unauzia babangu newspaper. Hauna hata siku moja ya kurest.
All the time.
I know.
I'm tired.
I know you're tired. That's why I want you to enjoy today. I will take you as your daughter. We go, we get you whatever you want. We go, we can do for you massage. You work really hard. Your hands also need to get massage. Your legs, everything you want. Today is your day. Are you going to come with me? Yes or no? Say yes. Yeah, twende basi.
Bana.
Kuna watoto wangapi?
3 kids. Last born akona 21 years.
Na wewe umekuwa umefanya kazi ya magazeti how long?
Fanya hesabu kutoka 1988.
What? And you love your job?
Surprised with these kids. You know, mimi nashanga kwani gazeti kuuza ni how much?
I don't know.
Na kwanza wanauza asubuhi.
I know.
And then kwa hii dunia yenyewe watu wabai gazeti anymore.
I know, it's
How
crazy.
do they see that? Like,
But drivers do still read gazettes.
Okay.
Drivers, most of the people going to work in the morning, funny thing, they still read gazettes.
Yeah,
Because you find most of these people also are listening to the radio. Like the
but si kama
mainstream
kitambo
radios.
Job. Unajua kitambo ilikuwa inadeliveraiwa. Asubuhi kwenu gazeti. Me remember my dad used to be that guy. We used to have somebody who would bring every day.
Kwenu?
Yes, every day for my pups. So the business, I feel like business is reduced because now we are still also doing like digital.
True.
Unajua
That
watu
is
anaenda
true.
Facebook
Information,
angalia
I
stuff.
agree.
So it's not as much as kama kitambo where
Probably the older generation, I'd say, maybe that is still reliant on that. Maybe mtu akona smartphone, but because we've seen that there's mtu akona smartphone. I've seen that with my folks personally. Like mtu akona smartphone, but ajui kutumia hivyo sana, atakuuliza maswali bado huko like okay. So probably the older generation, I'd say, they're still reliant on reading the newspaper. But questioning on how they manage the kids, it's crazy too, because my uncle has 5 kids.
na imagine utapata watu wamesoma Joby.
5 kids na amejenga.
you wonder
Jenga, it's crazy.
Because also me, my mom, my mom still posts like weird stuff on WhatsApp. I didn't do a Joby. Maybe she was forwarding somebody a picture.
Yeah.
Unaona status zake uko like, mbona umepost sanduku? Then akwambia mimi hata sijui hizo vitu nimejiweka waje, shwali nikuje nitolewe. Anatafuta mtoto wa mtu akuje mtolee. So definitely I understand like folks still don't know so much when it comes to even smartphones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because all time I'm tired.
Unasimama masaa mangapi?
Kutoka 5 morning.
Yes.
Mpaka 3. Tukimbizana na magari hapa na matatu. All the time. Every day kazi no lifu, hakuna off.
Yeah, wewe ni mtu mzuri sana. Kila saa una smile tu.
I love that about him, man. He made me smile. Like even listening to him is just making me smile. Like he's so jovial. You know, it's because he was asked, do you love your job? He said no. He said no, I don't love my job because I'm always like working. I'm always just like running. I'm tired every time. I have to run from 5 a.m. to 3 a.m. 3 p.m. in the evening. Like it's crazy. So I just love the fact, despite his hard work or what he has to deliver, he's still jovial. Like I'd wish I had in him than what I have. Being honest, like just the joy. It's crazy.
Kasirika utakasirika itakusaidia na nini?
Unakusaidia na nini? Unakasirika itakusaidia na nini?
Hakuna hata mmoja hapo tu. My daughter alisomea journalism. Graduate first born. Alisomea account. Sasa hakuwa makanga. Third born alitoka form 4.
So ataenda university hapa?
No, alikataa. Alisema hata wengine wamesoma hawako job. Afadhali awe tafutiwe job, aweke business.
Hapo na bibi?
We divorce. 2019 because we always am busy. You simpeleki happy.
Yeah.
Simpeleki picnic. That moment watoto wangu walikuwa secondary na mwingine kwa college.
Yeah.
You see, lazima niwe hard working. Ndio niweze kulipa mafisi. Na nimwambia hata kama unataka hizo raha sijakataa. Relax, watoto wamalize shule.
And then
wataenda tutato na wewe. Sasa tutaenjoy.
You can enjoy life as a couple.
Yeah. Wangu nyumba iko huko Ruido.
Imagine
97 alibuy plot 15,000.
Exactly. That was what I was also
oh my
at. Like
God.
imagine.
And 97 si mbali. Kwani wazazi walikuwa nafanya, wazazi wenye wana tu shamba. Tuseme tu kweli watu walikuwa fanya because Ruiru bado iko si mbali na Nairobi. What is really happening? Why don't people know?
I don't know.
You wonder
15,000. That also shocked me. I was like, what do you mean?
Tungekuwa na plotting ngapi size za 15k. Every month unanunua plot.
It's crazy.
Every month.
It's crazy. Continue.
Kajenga boma yangu, so watoto wanaishi kwa boma yangu. Sasa for example hapo naishi kuna vijana karibu 5 au 6 7 wanaishi wanalala hapo. Na wasaidiaga.
Wewe unawabaia lunch, unawabaia chakula, chai, wakichukua na rasidi na wasaidia.
Na unapumzika saa ngapi?
Ndio nakwambia sina time. Nimefika kwa nyumba busy kupika. Busy delivery bukula jaza. Ndio naenda sawa.
Unalala saa ngapi?
Around 9:30.
Naamka the next day again 2 a.m.
Yeah.
So that's why today we're going to make sure you have a very, very good day. Exactly. Twende basi.
Hizi mkono zimekuwa soft leo.
One thing I know for sure, what we have is something worth fighting for. Bad news knocking at my door, but I like it like that. We go.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
Great. You're blessed.
Na bado
sijawahi ingia mo.
Ever.
Ninakwambia wewe ni wa nje.
Imagine ajaingia mo. I didn't even hear that part.
Na imagine tungia mall. I feel via Joby za nyeni personality nini. Mall kuna supermarket. Unaweza buy tu hata maji ya 20 bob. Watu tu
I think it's the mentality. Mall is expensive.
Kwa sababu kuna hii Mayan Mall. It's expensive. Hapa niko na Naivas.
This is crazy. This guy saying he's never entered a mall. Oh my God.
What do you want to buy?
Sana viatu. Nikitumia viatu mbaya na umia miguu.
Yeah.
So viatu ndio number 1.
Amazing. Ingia kidogo. Usianguke.
Ataangukaje? Nikitumia zoea. I'm so happy. No doubt.
No doubt.
It's giving me Wallace vibe. Try to Wallace. Wallace is so jovial.
But first try it on. Yeah. Okay, so now I had 100,000 shillings to spend on you today, and now what is remaining is 57,350 shillings. Mali yako unaenda nyumbani na 57,350 shillings. It is yours.
What?
It is all yours.
What am I going to say? Be blessed! Isipokuwa tu mimi mwanangu ningepiga nduru.
Like, it's so nice. Oh my god, these videos make me so happy. I feel like TikTok have found a certain corner of videos that I can learn, videos just to make my day, like videos to just be bitchy, you know. It's just super amazing.
I feel like it is important to actually give back, like if you can, because ukikumbuka place umetoka, like sometimes you remember I feel like also you remember where you're from, maybe umepita the same, through the same thing, maybe the same struggles in life, and then you look at yourself, you're like, damn, I wish I had this. And sometimes it might not be big, sometimes it might just even be hosting somebody for a night. True. Somebody didn't have a place to sleep. Sometimes it might be better to need to remember your 500. Ama 300. It is good if you have it. Always acknowledge. You know, kuna watu wanasemaga bestanga niambia kuna mtu anasema mimi sina. Utakuwa nayo kila siku. Unajua? And even if you have, you never see that you have. So always acknowledge when you didn't have for real. Now you have. Be graceful, and if you can help an hand, because people will remember you. People are not going to remember for your money, for your beauty, Joby. People will remember how you treated them. Msichana wa nani alinisaidia hivi na hivi. That is what people, how you made them feel.
I think if there is one thing I'm proud about for me is that with the little people I can help in my life, I always feel so happy. Giving back how I can, it just makes me happy. I think even Leo, it's today. I was telling myself, man, I'm proud of myself. Like, I'm really proud of myself. No one would understand, but I'm really proud of myself because
it should be.
I was telling someone a story of my life about my dad, and it reminds you of just there is no why to forgive, don't forget, but let people be where they are supposed to be, literally, because they're not really supposed. There's some pain you just can't, you know. There's just some pain you can't. No matter how many times people are trying to like apply paint and make it like, you know, look different. Kuna paint too haiwezi. You can't forget, and that's just, I think, the realization that hit me today, especially when it comes to my real family. Like the pain they really caused me, I come to accept like it can never, like no matter what you do, I'm comfortable with where I am. It hurt me so much that I didn't have a real family, but at the same time I'm just like, this was too much for
and that's why you
like,
have a chance
too
to
much for
actually
me.
create your own
And then
family.
I just love the fact, out of all that pain, because I was also saying, out of all that pain, I learned how to heal. I really learned how to heal by telling my story. That's one of the ways I learned how to heal. I'm so outspoken about my stories. Like, I'm so outspoken. I'm ready to tell it all to someone who's ready to listen. Even if you're not listening personally, like, and that has made me become who I am. And at the same time, it made me ask for, I'd say something heavy, but again, the universe will never give you something you can't handle when it happens. You know, the chance to help people, you know, that's what I'd say, literally, just in simple terms. Like, hakuna kitu, when I was maybe in biblical terms, hakuna kitu mzigo Mungu anaweza kupewa handle. So that's one thing I've learned also in life. And anything you ask for, the mouth is too strong. Man, be very careful. Be very careful. Everything you speak of your life, because there's something personally I always say, I said about my dad, and I can't take it back, and I have to live with it. If he's to pass on today, I can't step in his burial because I said it and I swore it. And I spoke the worst for me if I made it happen. You know, I can reverse it, but I stick to it and I stand on it. So the fact that I stand on it, I just push on with life with it. You know, it's just crazy. It's life. It's how it is, and that's life. You know,
it's crazy.
But
tulikuwa tunaongea asubuhi na the same thing na Iwa about family, how family is just crazy. And sometimes, you know, when you grow up unaambiwa you need the blessings of your family, of your mother, and that's what I feel like walikuwa na instill fear. I don't know if you've ever had that thing.
The cast thing.
Yeah, you know, and then you grow up, you realize family is not actually what they say, you know, the picture they act, because everybody has a different story in their family.
Yeah.
Family yangu ni hivi, mwingine aseme family yake ni hivi. Everybody has their own, and then you make a journey of actually even getting the confidence to walk out of that family. And trust me, everything just goes nicely. Akunanga story eti, because it's karma, it's on earth. If you did something wrong to people, it's just gonna happen to you here. It has nothing to do with the tioni, juu ya budako. Nah, it doesn't. It is all on you. If it is something that you've decided, it has nothing to do with it. Family has to be that, because the picture of family, most of the families, is not the family because you look at it, your family is supposed to protect you, love you, regardless. Watu narudia wa kwanza. That's the picture they created, familia yako. Most people don't have that with their families. Most people don't go. They'd rather stay with their friends. They'd rather stay in like even 20 people in a house than kuambia ta familia of this and this. And you might find that their family is not even struggling. But the hurtfulness they've passed through with their family makes them actually walk out of that. And you're not supposed to actually even feel guilty about it. If it gives you peace. Unasikia tunasema, mimi sijaona naongea na mamangu for 20 years. Mimi sijaongea na budangu, sijairudi home. And sometimes when you are young you couldn't understand. But so now the process you grow, you'll definitely understand. It is important to choose yourself first. True. Because if it is gonna bring memories, and people don't change. Something about people, some people can't just change. They'll come back in a different way. And they'll come up to mix up your mind. So if you can choose your own peace, walk out. Nobody's supposed to make you feel guilty. Oh, I haven't seen. People have lived without their family members. And life continues. In fact, they're very happy. They have created their own family. So what's up? Family is if it is too toxic, you walk out without even feeling some type of way.
It's so crazy. I'm sending healing to maybe anyone with mommy issues, daddy issues, family issues out there, man. It's not really easy, being honest.
It can drain
it's
you. It's
not really easy.
It can.
Woo, it's not easy. I don't know why. Especially lately, personally, I've been emotionally triggered. It's crazy thinking about family. I think it's because of Lost in Space. Shout out to Kid. I don't know. Lost in Space it's just teaching a lot about, I'd say, family. That's one thing I learned about that whole series. It's unity. What family is supposed to do to each other. What is friendship. There's a whole bunch of things, and it reminded me a whole package of my mom, because my mom had the whole package: friendship, parenthood, like everything, which I also hope you find in your families, you know, and your loved ones. But let me share the second video of this lady. I hope I don't tear on this one again.
I have 100,000 shillings to give away, and I want to spend it all on a stranger. Oh, and specifically a mom. Will you close your shop and spend the day with me? So I just spotted someone and she gave me a big smile, so I'm going to go and try my luck with her. I want to ask you a question. How much do you make in a day? 5K. Firstly, are you a mom? Yes, I am. How many kids do you have? 3. If I give you 10K, will you close your shop and spend the day with me?
Yes, I can.
You can?
Yes,
yeah? Your shop? Okay, let's do this. Come Ivana for the day.
Yes.
Now we close shop and trend it. This is exciting. What's your favorite food?
One thing I
continental food.
One thing I learned about this video is there's so many young beautiful moms wamejificha kwa manguo shaggy
hidden gems.
Yeah, like I've really seen that. And one thing that also pains me when I walk out there, I think kuna time nilikuwa, I think it was on Sunday morning. So Sunday morning I was just walking around Kware, Kosoko, just was until something, and then saw this woman with like I think one kid or two kids. And then when alikuwa anakaa, then they were going to church. Like, man, you're so young, you're so beautiful. If only like you really knew how to keep yourself better and understand you're more than a wife and a mother, like you look better than what you really look like. And sadly, most of our African women, especially in Africa, some would say, I don't know, sounds bad, but if you understand, westernization has helped black women in America to maintain themselves. And I'm not talking about through cosmetic surgeries, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying do BBLs, do boob surgeries. I'm saying get in a gym. Because if you look at literally, when I speak about westernization, or if you look at America, most of the women are in the gym. That's why we're seeing
people in their 50s.
Yeah, that's why we're seeing literally women in Africa now getting in the gym. This is not something that was existing. Let's just be very honest. Like to grow up to mama zetu, manti zetu akienda kwa gym. We're seeing now I'd say older millennials that the ones sitting in the gym now, influencing now their parents to get to the gym because it's healthy. Like people didn't have this knowledge. So again, I'd say black culture or black American culture being driven back all the way to Africa again. So if only women knew how to keep themselves better, black women in Africa to be specific, we have really beautiful moms and women. Just having one kid doesn't mean that's the end of your life. Like, package yourself. You're someone's flower, a whole rose. Like,
but you know also, Joby, unaangalianga wase unaona maybe ako too busy with a lot. Mtoto sijini nini. By the time siku inaisha uko like ni kuoga tu amemwaga tu sabuni kwa mwili na hivyo ndio siku yake imeisha amerudi tena kufanya like there is nothing even anticipated for them to take care of themselves.
I think the problem is again, it's gonna sound bad, but being realistic, we need to go back to women being taught their value. Okay, we need to go back to women understanding the value of a packaging of a man you're supposed to be having, you know, before you get wifed or before you become a baby mama. You know, because I believe, like, personally, I remember growing up, packaging of a man or packaging, let me say a baby daddy, not even a man for a husband. You need, if it's a baby daddy, let's say it's a man coming from a good background of wealth. Someone who's gonna be able to take care of your kids, even if you guys are not married. You know, but today you find packaging of men is like what I'm about to share. You find babas on the streets, kwa club. I've been seeing really disturbing videos, man. It's crazy how women are giving themselves so easily. It's so nasty. It's so nasty and so disgusting, Shmoney. Like, it's so nasty and disgusting. Like, women themselves are on a dignity within themselves. There's no value. So if you don't have value, there's no man who's gonna see a value in yourself. So which goes back to us again, I'm saying, being taught value of being a woman, you know, and understanding also the value of a man, the packaging of a man you're supposed to be having.
That was taught by our mothers, like back then, not
even our mothers. I don't think it's even our mothers.
Not sisi generation, Joby. I'm talking about kitambo. Generation kitambo alikuwa nafunzwa na mama zao. Na grandmothers. Unajua, unafaa as a woman, this is what you're supposed to do. You could attend those communal classes and lessons. So you're told as a woman, this is how you're supposed to, this is how you choose a man. This is the type of person you are. They even tell even the family to choose from. That's why when you start like even walking, wawaka kwambia wanatembea na watu wanakakaje aje, unajua, because as a woman she's trying to tell you from a younger age you have to look for the right person. So when you grow as a woman, mentality yako ni there is somebody this type yourself. But nowadays you don't see that. Is not common. People have lost that tradition of that, and parents are absent. They might be present, Joby wanalipa fee, wanafanya kila kitu, lakini bado kuna hiyo connection with their kids, deep conversations they have with their kids.
Again, I don't know, I think it was Iwaton and Kamlesh. I was telling, there's a question Iwaton pulled about career before I get to wind up with this video, as we wind up literally. is your career more important than having a child? I can't remember the question vizuri, but Shati Watan, I think I will post kwa TikTok or something. But I remember I answered both of them, and I said, again, lately, I've just been watching sensible videos, and I think also personally I'm understanding I'm becoming a very, I don't know what lady, but kuna maturity to flani I'm seeing in myself, which is just like crazy, triggering, but to myself, but crazy, I know. It's insane when you start understanding again the sense of a mother. That's the most triggering part that has been hitting me, because I've been understanding now what being a parent could mean, or what it's supposed to be, which is something I've been so defensive about, like, and trying to understand what is it about protecting a child, what is it that mbona wazazi feel mtoto wao akipigwa and all that. So I've been really watching videos of parents being parents to kids, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I love to see it in our generation, that a parent can have a communication with a child and trying to make a child understand what they're asking. Because again, today I was telling my story, and I was trying to make these people understand that I never had a listening dad. My dad never listened. Like the time I was so depressed, my dad not attending my mom's burial, it really depressed me more. Like super depressed me. Like not trying to understand what the culture means. We're supposed to be there as a parent, you know. So that really triggered me so much. So, and then after that, after the burial, I was trying to have a conversation with him, trying to make him understand that I'm not okay. I feel like I need a break from school, talk to the teachers, but that was never to be heard. But today I see parents having a communication with children. How was school? What did you learn? How was a teacher today to you? You know, anything inappropriate, talk about, and they're making their children comfortable to talk about situations, you know, which is so awesome to see. And crazy thing, which of course I'm not ready for, but crazy thing, makes me want to be a parent. You know, something I never thought I'd say, but makes me understand why I'd want to be a parent. Let me say that like that. Don't want to be a parent, but makes me want to understand why I'd want to be a parent. Or if I become a parent, why I need to be protective, you know, how should I be? How do I need to talk to my, you know, and not even as much as I'm learning from other people or through videos, I'm also understanding from my group how I was treated. I'm like, I would want my child to, because and then I think before you go, I think also understanding better from my brother, because I look at how I try not be harsh to my bro. Like we have that respect, but I always want him to also like goofy around, like usikue too serious. I want us to have a conversation.
I feel like it's not even if you had like a very bad childhood, it's not supposed to stop you from being a parent, because most of the time people say no because of the triggers they have, unajua, and then you realize I'm not the same person as my parents. You know, I'm not the same person, and my experience is not the same as this person. I believe once you already come into agreement and you understand who you are, you understand I'm not this person, then you're open to actually, and you've healed, like literally I'm off that. That was my experience, it is what it is, I'm off that. It gives you a mindset of now being open. What if I'm gonna be this and I want to be that? And I feel like most of the people become really good parents because they didn't get that much love, so they give so much love
to their
children or their partners. That I've seen that happening a lot, because you'll find most of the time you'd have that nurturing personality, because you didn't get that nurturing personality
from
growing up. So mtu mwenye atakuwa kando yako karibu na wewe, around you, you'll be giving nurture, and then most of people saying you have a mother figure, or you have like this type of figure, because you're always ensuring people around you are safe, they're okay, they're taken care of, and you give that love that you didn't receive. So you find if it is not with your partner, it comes to like even you being a better parent. So people are just supposed to be like really open, and you understand my journey is not, because even look at it from a perspective of we've been raised, right? There are traits I wouldn't want to raise my kids with, and I'm not saying I was not raised, but I was raised good to my mom's level. It was okay and good, right? But there are things I'm gonna take with me, there are things I'm gonna change, and that doesn't mean I'm gonna be the worst. Parenthood has no criteria. When you're answering the question of parenting and career, I just believe it depends with the time. Because there are people who actually prioritize also their career so much, and they're like, fuck parenthood, unajua mimi hapana, staki, unajua ikinipata inipate, but si eti kitu yenye nitaka kwanza eti lazima. I feel like we didn't have so many chances before. All we were focused on parenting, because Joby, sasa tungekuwa tunasema by 25 niko na nyumba, nimeolewa, niko na tuko 28, hakuna hadi haiko kwa plan, not yet, you know. So at the end of the day, I just believe it depends with who you are and where you wanna be, because you can also say never say never. One thing I've also understood in life,
never say never.
Never say never.
I've learned that too.
Also the power of the tongue. Because nakwambia vitu zinaweza change, mimi ni umse, because maybe uko umegrow, uko ume-experience, uko ume-learn a lot of things. So now you have a different perspective of life. But nikam mtu mwenye kwa broker anasema stay date tena. Alafu unapata the next person unamdate tu. Unajua, and it comes without even you expecting or you even like planning. So it's like even childhood, it's like parenting. And it's not supposed to be like, I had a bad parent, so I'm gonna be a bad parent. Yeah, you choose how you want to treat your kids. You choose how you want to parent your kids, and nobody's supposed to tell you you're not gonna be a good parent. You don't know.
Exactly. Be yourself, literally. Like you said, parenting doesn't have a criteria.
It doesn't.
Like, it's either you have to be or you can't.
Yeah, but one thing, once you already have the kid, I don't know how other parents are bad parents, because there's always just connection. Me, sometimes I've done messed up things, like maybe I can't say I'm the best kid. I've done messed up things to my mom. She cut me off for years, but she came back. I was even
mom, and there's a dad.
Yeah, I've actually thought about in my life. I was like, imagine ingekuwa ni babangu amekaa alafu mamangu angededi.
I think there's a mom,
how would things be? That conversation is
it's crazy, because I think personally, from the aspect of losing my mom, and it's not because my dad was not married before my mom died. My dad had married the third wife. My mom was the first wife, and he had married the third wife. But by the time I was being introduced to him, but just looking at it, even if angekuwa peke yake, still he would not have protected me, maybe, because he was not ready to be a parent from the beginning. From the moment I was not even born, you had already messed up. So you were not ready to be a parent from that particular word go, because you should have waited. I arrived, see where things are gonna go wrong and all that, but didn't even wait. So I think from that judgmental point, for me, I was just, you are never supposed to be a good parent. Now looking at it that my mom passed and then he had married, and even if he had not married, he was still not a good dad.
Okay.
Because even before I started living with him, we had like some sort of disagreements. Nico like, and I told him, you're gonna be shitty forever. You're gonna lose your kids and all that.
Yeah.
So
there's just a connection with the parents.
I think it's just with the moms.
Okay.
I think I've come to.
No, but I've also.
I don't know. Personally, I've come to other discussion also with men about. I don't know. Like lately, I've just been emotionally triggered. I think because of the past, my mom's anniversary. It's crazy that it's just 9 years. It's crazy. It seems yesterday, but it's not yesterday. I don't know if you understand.
I do.
Time passes by super quick,
I do.
But at the same time, you're like, wow, just the other day we was just, doing this. So I've been having a question to most of my male friends, asking them like, do you feel connected to your mom more than your father? Most of them, the answer is yes. And these are men.
Boys are men. Boys are connected to their moms.
So you can understand literally.
Boys are connected to their moms. Listen, that's why I'm saying it's actually arguable. I have a friend of mine, right? She found out that that's not her real dad when she's almost finishing campo. Literally. And her dad was a favorite. Like, hadi mamaka alikuwa na bo. Ako like, mamangu hatanielewa, ni babangu tu pekee ndiye atanielewa. And when she found out, she was crying, she was messed up. She called her dad, like, you never told me you were not my real dad. She got that, like, real love. So I think it just depends on who you are. Because, like, on who you are as a person, literally, are you ready to be a parent? Because I was like,
that
it depends. Because I was like, why yani usi budako maisha wanatembea hivi kwa streets, him and the dad, like, on the west ameshika buda uwezi jua. It's like father daughter love, and it is crazy. Not even a hint, Joby, 25 years of your life, not even an hint of knowing this was not my parent, or this was not my biological
I think it
parent.
just depends if you're ready to be a parent or not. But making for my dad, he just was not ready, you know, like, I don't know.
But see where you are right now when you look at it from this
and I'm proud. F those folks, man. Whatever they're doing in their life, I could give a shit. Let me share the last video as we wind up.
Cheers. And just like that, drink it down.
A bit of change from the lady.
I like that. Tell me about your kids. How many kids do you have?
I have 3 kids, but they are not mine biologically. My mom has lost.
So exactly what we're talking about. She's raising 3 kids adopted. Not biologically has, but she really loves them dearly because she's not been able to conceive kids.
At an early age, since I was 18, when I took care of them, I married. I tried to get my own kids biologically, but I struggled with giving birth. I have conceived several times, but I have had recurrent miscarriages, almost 8. It's also draining financially because you have to find a good trainer. They are very expensive.
It's crazy. We don't really have real gynecologists in Africa. Most of them are conmen.
And if they are, they're very expensive, like in Aga Khan, they're very expensive.
Others take advantage, others don't take care of you mentally, they tell you anything. You still believe and hope that one day I'll see the amount. I'm still trying.
I love that fighter spirit. She's still not giving up, and that's why you're a fighter. And now we're going to pamper you because you deserve to be pampered.
Nobody can make us feel that.
What's your next? Welcome to location number 3.
I feel nice. It's my first time. I've never done makeup.
You've never
That touched me.
done makeup before?
Yeah.
We are going shopping.
Thank you.
Just like you're young again. No, don't you cry. Just get back up again.
How much are getting this one? Yeah, whatever you want. Very well.
So pretty of you. I love it. Best day ever.
Kamevana kabisa.
Yeah, that's sweet. Another surprise.
Hadi amerudi kutoa.
I know.
Akae mama mboga.
I know.
Let's go. We want you to shop for your house.
Nice. Makes you
You know,
feel something
you're
for
pretty,
free.
some good clothes, smelling nice.
Amazing. I'm shopping for Unga, rice.
Here you go, madam. At your service.
1, 2, 3.
So how much money do you think we've spent today?
20.
We spent 40,500 Kenya shillings, and we had 100,000 Kenya shillings to spend on you.
Wow.
That means you're going home with 59,500 shillings in your pocket right now,
Today.
right here.
Oh my. Thank you. I wish my mom was here. I wish this Mother's Day I can celebrate it.
Yeah, and we don't all get emotional. So have yourselves a good day, family. This has been the reaction time. Every Tuesday and Thursday we get to do this, reacting on amazing videos, and today's just been like literally give back to the community if you can. If you can also give people actually a job opportunity. Shout out to Mr. Blackwater one more time every single day for literally creating this platform for us, because it's so hard getting jobs outside there. No cap. It's so hard getting connections. It's so easy for people to use it to get connections. That's the crazy thing again. You know, people use it to get connections. People are gonna take advantage, especially you being a woman, to just put you on. But if you are a woman of your sense and common sense, or understand yourself, it's gonna take time, but if you get what is really, really good for you, hold on to it. So thank you to Mr. Blackwater once again for putting us on right here.
And of course, thank you also to you when do letter.
Of course, I feel good also for putting people on. That's one thing I always say every single day. Personally, I do feel good, being honest, for being able to connect, because we deserve it.
We do.
If not, sometimes things may not be cool, but that is life.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it is life. But family, much love. Have yourself a good day. Give back to the community when you can, even if it's a shilling, $1. Even a banana, like anything. And when you give, don't go even talking about it, I know. Rewards will come back to you in ways you don't even know and you don't understand. Like, you'll see blessings flowing in your life. You're like, what did that? Yeah, it's things you did and you don't even remember. So be good, be kind to yourself and to others.
Exactly.
Much love.
Much love. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Everything she said I agree with. Enjoy your day, your evening, and stay kind. Literally, kindness is for free. I imagine if free kubaiwa or anything, you just have to have it. So stay kind to yourself, to people, and don't forget to give back whenever. Appreciate every step you are and trust it, because when you give back inakujanga. Unaona kama unapeananga job utailalanja. Hata kama sikenya unapata tu msee mwenye ama mtu anakupea tu ama kuna bestaka na kitu ufanye kitu. It's always like that. So when you give back, it always comes back.
Period. Yeah. Much love, family.